for this day, and we're grateful that we could gather together this morning to discuss our economics homework. And we thank you for the help which thou hast given us to find answers and understand the concepts. And we pray that we can continue to have thy help, and that we'll be open to the Spirit, and that we'll be able to teach one another today and continue our learning. And we love thee so much. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have for education, and we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. All right. Christian, do you want to start?
Okay. Give me a second. Wait, just question one. For Guatemala, that the domestic price of coffee without international trade is higher than the world price of coffee. We suggest that I choose D.
That's what I got too.
I don't know.
Um, oh yeah, that's what I got. I'm looking at the wrong number. All right. I'll go next. Okay, number 2. Does everybody get D for number 1? Everyone's good. Corbin, the way we do it is we just kind of go around in a circle, and then we just read off our answers, or if we don't get an answer, we just say, like, I didn't get it, and then we can explain it to each other. So that's what we're doing. Good. So I'll go for number 2. Suppose the nation of Canada forbids international trade. In Canada, you can obtain a hockey stick by trading 5 baseball bats. In other countries, you can obtain a hockey stick by trading 8 baseball bats. These facts indicate that I put D, all of the above. If Canada were allowed to trade, it would export hockey sticks because that's the comparative advantage of Canada. So B, if Canada has an absolute advantage relative to other countries in producing hockey sticks, also true. And C, Canada has comparative advantage.
That's what I.
Perfect.
Sounds good. I can do 3.
Sounds good.
So patterns of trade among nations are primarily determined by, and I put C, comparative advantage.
Sweet.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Alright, for after a country goes from disallowing trade in coffee with other countries to allowing trade in coffee with other countries, I put C, the domestic price of coffee will equal the world price of coffee.
Yeah, I put the same.
I put something else. Hold on. I put A. The country goes from disallowing coffee. I'm probably wrong.
Other country rules from this.
You put what? C?
C, yeah, so on page, or on section 9-2A, it says, once trade is allowed, the domestic price rises to equal the world price.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't know why I put A then. That makes sense. What did you say it was 9-2C?
9-2A.
Okay. Okay. Sweet. Thanks.
Okay. Number 5, right?
Uh-huh.
The before trade domestic price of peaches in the United States is $40 per bushel. The world price of peaches is $52 per bushel. The U.S. is a price taker in the market for peaches. Refer to the scenario 9.1. If trade in peaches is allowed, the United States, I put B.
That's what I put.
Me too.
Well, we have the same answer.
Yep. I think we all got it.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. Number 6, trade enhances the economic well-being of a nation in the sense that A, both domestic producers and domestic consumers of a good become better off with trade regardless of whether the nation imports or exports the good in question. So I put A because of the slideshow or the PowerPoint in slide 10. It says that. So.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
What did you guys get?
Yeah, I was having a doubt in this one. But yeah, I would take A because it's better. I put C, but it's not complete, I think.
Oh, C could also be true. Well, let me look at the slide real quick. Did anybody else get a different answer?
I put B. But
You put B, Curtis? Or Corbin? Sorry. Okay. Hold on, let me look. It's just all look over there and figure it out.
sorry, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Figure out the correct answer for.
What's that? Did you say you got the correct answer?
No, I was asking, sorry, if we're still trying to figure that out, or if
Yeah.
we're pretty sure it's A.
I'm still looking because I totally understand how C could make sense too. And B could possibly make sense. I haven't read it yet. I'm still looking.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know it's not B because sometimes, so B suggests that the domestic producers are always the winners, but that's not always true because if a world price is lower than the domestic price, then the producers will lose out. But they'll still, like, the nation will still accept the world price just because it will benefit consumers.
Okay.
I know it's not.
That I thought the whole idea of, or part of the idea of trade, your surplus.
What's that?
A surplus.
Sorry, it kind of cut out what you said, Corbin. Say it again.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
That C, I can understand why you'd pick that, but from what I got from the reading, that the idea or the benefit is that you don't have a surplus, or you're able to get rid of more of your surplus.
Oh. Okay, I see where you're confused. So I think you're thinking of like surplus as in shortage or surplus, like having an excess amount of items. But when it's talking about surplus in this question, it's talking about like, so consumer surplus is, or producer surplus means like consumer satisfaction or producer satisfaction.
Okay.
So that's why like B would be that like, it basically is saying that the gains of domestic producers of a good exceeding the loss of domestic consumers of a good. So it's basically saying that producers win every time, that they're always the most satisfied, which isn't true. Sometimes the consumers are more satisfied. And also, then now I realize that trade results So for C, sometimes trade result in less total surplus. So there's not always an increase.
Yeah. Got it online class.
I don't know. In slide 10 of the PowerPoint, I think it's A, but I'm like willing for you guys to argue your points because I totally think everybody else is smarter. So I just put A because in slide 10 it says whether a good is imported or exported, trade creates winners and losers, but the gains always exceed the losses. That seemed pretty close. I know sometimes total surplus can be the same as it was like before the trade and after the trade. What do you guys think?
That makes sense.
What's up? Sorry, I couldn't hear you guys.
A makes sense to me. The letter
Okay.
A.
Kristen and Patrick?
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you say about the B?
So the reason why B doesn't work is because he suggests that the producers are the winners every single time. But sometimes we know that producers have less producer surplus and consumers have more consumer surplus.
Okay.
So that's why that one doesn't work. Does that make sense at all?
So it's A.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
I might like go back to it and do a little more research, but I think it's A.
Okay.
I think it's Corbin's turn.
We're on 7.
Uh-huh.
So if this country allows free trade in tricycles, I'm not sure if I got this one right. I put D, both consumers and producers will lose. But I think that's because I didn't understand like what you were saying earlier, Jenna.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm looking at it right now. Hold on. I put A, but I'm trying to remember why I put A.
I put A as well.
Yeah, I think it's A here.
Oh yeah. So, oh dang it! You can't see my mouse if I share my screen. So, are you looking at the graph, Corbin? So, if you look at like there's like a dotted line that goes horizontally on the graph, and that's before free trade. So if you look at that,
Right.
then there's like a triangle below it. So the domestic supply helps create that triangle, and that triangle is pretty big. But then when you move that horizontal line down, the domestic demand, then the triangle created by domestic supply and the world price becomes smaller. Is that making any sense? I wish I could like show you. But so that triangle going from big to small represents the producer surplus, and it gets smaller, which means that consumers' gain is more and the producers' gain is less. So that's why A.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. All right, Patrick.
Alright. Are we on 7?
We're on 8 now.
8. Okay. When a country allows trade and becomes an exporter of a good, which of the following is not a consequence? I put C. The losses of domestic consumers of the good exceed the gains of domestic producers of the good.
Same. Is that what you got, Christian and Corbin?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, Christian.
Okay. Refer to figure 913. We trade producer surplus is a good A. I don't know what's good.
That's what I put.
I'm so confused by these graphs. I had no idea.
Hey, do you want me to show you? Or I can explain it. Can't
That
show
would be really helpful because, like, from this point on, I kind of like lost everything.
Okay, so do you know how to identify producer and consumer surplus on a graph?
I thought I did, but
Like, do you know which triangles belong to which one?
okay. So, like, the triangle on the left that would belong to the producer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the triangle on the right.
So
producer.
actually, so they're both on the left, but one's on top of the world price and one's below the world price.
Okay.
So you're always going to use the price or the horizontal line as your divider. So whatever's above the horizontal line is the consumer, and whatever's below the horizontal line is the producer.
Okay.
And then the domestic supply, so like the upward sloping line is
Yeah.
going to be the divider for like the triangle. So when you use the horizontal line and then the domestic supply, you see different triangles. So that's going to be the producer triangle. So if you look at on the y-axis, there's the numbers. So the way that we got this answer was we looked at the 2, and then we went up to the 8, because that makes up the producer surplus. Okay, so 2 to 8, that's 6. So that's going to be like the measurement of that side of the triangle. And then we're going to go across here to where it intersects with the world price. And then we're going to see the dotted line coming down to the 300. Do you see that?
Dotted line coming down to
On the x-axis. For 300 quantity.
Okay.
So we went from 2 to 8, so that's 6 units, or $6. And then the other point on the triangle comes down to the 300 quantity. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 6 times 300, and then you get 1,800. And because it's a triangle, finding the area of a triangle, you're going to divide it in half, and you get 900. So that's how we got the answer A.
Okay.
Okay. All of that.
So if you look at, I don't know if you guys saw the PowerPoint, but the PowerPoint kind of breaks it down for you, and it shows you where to identify the consumer and producer surplus, and then it shows you how to do the questions or how to find like the totals, if that makes sense. So I would look at the PowerPoint if I were you.
Okay.
Did that explanation sort of make sense though, without me being able to like show you?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're basically just, you have the way you have to learn how to do it is you have to first be able to identify which triangles are which, like which one's producer, which one's consumer, and then all you do is you find the area of that triangle.
Okay.
So like don't let all the quantity and price like confuse you, just find the area, and then it's a lot more helpful to do that.
Okay.
Okay, what number are we on now?
10.
Okay, 10. Okay, without trade, consumer surplus is, I put C.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to understand this question. Just let me a second.
We can break it down. Is that what Did anybody else get that, or is that one confusing?
This one confused me as well.
Yeah, I got C, but I just guessed. So,
Okay.
like, understanding more of how we got it would help me.
Okay. Perfect. So this one's kind of similar to the last one. So we're not going to be doing trade. So we're going to ignore the horizontal line that says world price, and we're just going to go straight to that dotted line. Because the dotted horizontal line represents what the surpluses would be like without trade, okay? Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you notice that dotted line, the horizontal dotted line, divides a larger triangle on the left-hand side of the graph, it divides it in half. So if you go above the dotted line, that triangle right there is the consumer surplus. If you go below the dotted line, that triangle right there is producer surplus. So we're looking for consumer surplus. So we're going to find where that dotted line starts on the y-axis, and it's at 15. Does everybody see that?
Okay.
Yeah, from 15, right?
Yeah, from 15. And then we go up to 28, and we find the difference between that, and that's going to be our measurement for the side of that triangle. So the 28 minus 15 is 13. So we're going to have 13 on the side, and then we're going to go from the 15, and then we're going to go travel from left to right. And that dotted line stops. If you look down at the x-axis, it stops at 130.
Yeah.
So now we're going to multiply 13 times 130. And that equals, oh,
69.
I did it wrong. So that equals 1,690, and then we want to divide that in half. So 1,690 divided by 2. And then the answer is B, 845.
Yeah, that's why I was confused, because you told us C, right?
Yeah, I did, but I forgot to divide it.
I was like, yeah.
What's wrong? Okay, so B is that answer.
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry, guys.
No. You explained it, so it helps me.
Okay, good. Does that make sense? That was like a pretty good graph to see. Because it's not as crazy as some of the other ones.
Yeah, that helped.
That was a good explanation.
Oh, yay.
Really?
I'm glad I explained it, because then I could change the answer to the right answer. Okay. All right, I think it's Corbin's turn.
This is 11.
Uh-huh.
Ron? Okay, so 11 was one of the ones I didn't know, but I feel like I've gotten a little bit more understanding of how we're calculating this. So, okay, with trade, total surplus we market amounts to surplus.
This one is the hardest one on the whole assignment.
So is this asking for the total surplus of like both consumer and producer?
Yep.
Okay.
So the first thing you would want to do is you want to break it down first and find out what the consumer surplus is, and then set that answer aside, and then you want to find out what the producer surplus is, set that aside, and then you'll add them together, and then you'll get the total surplus. So breaking it down, so if you use that world price, that horizontal line is the divider, then triangle A is the consumer surplus.
Yeah.
And then producer surplus is BCDFG. And so to get the consumer surplus area, or that total, you would do 140 minus 110, so that side is 30. And then you'd multiply it by 18.
Without trade, with trade, right?
With what?
With trade, right?
Yeah, it is with trade.
Oh yeah, I was confused.
So
I
you're going to
thought
use
it
the
was
world
with
price as the
trade.
divider.
Okay.
Yeah, so to get the area of triangle A, does everyone know what to do?
So we'll do 30 times 18.
Uh-huh.
Divide that by 2.
Yeah, exactly. So perfect. And then you set that aside. That answer, I believe, is 270. And then for the producer surplus, so to get the area of that giant triangle, you would do, so 30 up to 110. So the side would be 80. And then you'd multiply it by 40. Does everybody see how we got that?
Oh, so you have to move it. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh,
They always
so
have to be a triangle too, so that's why the H can't be included, because that would make it not a triangle. So everywhere from G, D, F, B, C, that's all a triangle.
Okay.
So you're going to do that 110 minus 30 on the X or Y axis, so you get 80. And then you come over horizontally and find the 40. 80 times 40. And then you divide that by 2. So it would be 3,200 divided by 2, which is 1,600. And then you add that back to the 270 we got with the consumer surplus. And then your answer is 1,870.
gotcha. Okay, I follow that.
Yay! That's so good.
All right.
It's like so hard to explain.
You're doing a really good job at it. So.
Yeah, you guys rock. So C, 1870. If you guys want, we could come back to number 12, like at the end. And just go through the rest of them. And then I can explain 12 if anybody else needs help with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so for this is C, right? For the 11.
Yeah, for 11, it's C.
Yeah, I got it.
Sweet. Do you guys want to go through number 12 now, or do you want to skip it?
I think we do it now. Like, if you look at the slideshow, it's kind of easy to understand what part is the tariff. I just didn't understand how to calculate that part, but now I understand.
Sweet. Do you want to walk us through it, Corbin?
Yeah. So, okay. So, you know how there's the world price tariff, horizontal line, and then below it there's the normal world price.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the dotted lines that has like a gap between the two. It's going down vertically. I understand, you know what? This is hard to explain.
Yeah, it's so hard to explain.
So basically the two triangles, if you look at the slide, do any of you guys have the slideshow open?
Mm-hmm.
So it's on slide 15 that it shows what part would be the tariff. It's the highlighted, it's like highlighted pink. It's on the slideshow, it's D and F.
You said slide 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So we can see what D is and we can see what F is. So we just need to calculate those two and add them together. So
So that's
For the one,
actually the dead weight loss.
oh, is that not what we're calculating?
We don't want to include the dead weight loss. That's yeah, that's like the one part that doesn't count when it comes to the tariff prices, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe I didn't understand this question then.
Yeah. No, dead weight loss is confusing. Hold on. Let me read over it for a second. Some free trade. Oh, okay. Yeah. I kind of left this one blank because I was still trying to figure it out this morning. I think I know what it's saying though. So it starts out from free trade and then moves to the trade and tariff price. So first we have to calculate the area of consumer surplus with world trade. And then we have to calculate what the difference is when you add the tariff and then just subtract it.
Yep.
So what we do is we would go to the world price horizontal line. And then we find, so that's a horizontal line, and the consumer surplus is going to be a giant triangle.
So you go down clear to the world price and not the world price plus tariff?
Right. So we're just doing the world price right now because we want to know like what they are individually so we can see what the difference is. We want to compare the two. So the world price starts on the x-axis or the y-axis, it starts at 20 and goes up to 60, right? Does everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So then we've got 40 units right there. And then on the x-axis, it goes all the way to 80. So then we would do 40 times 80, and we get 3,200. Divide that by 2, and you get 1,600, right? So that's the world, or that's the free trade. That's the free trade consumer surplus is 1,600. So then we set that aside. And now we try to get the consumer surplus for world price plus tariff. So we move that horizontal line up.
Yep.
And it starts at 28 and goes to 60. And so that would be, the difference there would be 32. So you get 32 units on the y-axis. And then it goes out to 64 on the x-axis.
Yeah.
So then you do 32 times 64, which equals 2,048. Divide that by 2, which equals 1,024. Does everybody see how we got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have the free trade price, which was 1,600, and the price with the consumer surplus with the tariff, which is 1,024. So we're gonna do 1,600 minus 1,024, and that you get
576.
500. Yeah, 576. So we know that when we moved up to the tariff price, the triangle got smaller, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to say it's a decrease in $576 because the triangle got smaller. And then if you look at the producer triangle, producer surplus, it
increases.
Yeah, it got larger. So we don't really even need to do the math for that because there's an option for decrease by 576, and then the producer surplus increases.
Okay.
So B, does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. I follow that.
These questions, man, they're like 20 steps.
Okay. The nation of Aquilania has decided to end its policy of not trading with the rest of the world. When it ends its trade restrictions, that it is importing rice, exporting steel, and neither exporting nor exporting TVs. We can conclude that producer surplus in Catalonia is now good A. Oh, that was kind of confusing.
I got A.
I didn't get anything beyond this, so
Okay.
I also put A for that one.
Discover. So basically, it's just like really making it complicated. All it's saying is that they're gonna start import or they're gonna start free trade now. So they import rice and they export steel. And neither they don't import or export TVs. Let's see.
Yeah.
So if they're importing, if they're exporting steel, that's because they have
Yeah,
more
they
of
have
a producer surplus.
higher producer surplus, yeah.
I just put higher in the steel, lower in the rice, and it doesn't make any difference in the TV market.
Yeah, because when you're having a thing for importing, it's because you have a lower, and it makes sense because it says that they are importing rice, so yeah, lower in the rice market,
Yeah.
and it says that they are exporting steel, so they are higher in the steel market because they are exporting now, and neither importing nor exporting TVs. It says an unchanged in the TV market. It doesn't matter because they are neither importing nor exporting.
Right. Cool. So A, does A sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay, for 14, the deadweight loss, this is the one that you were looking at for slide 15, Corbin. The deadweight loss created by the tariff is represented by the area, I put B, D plus F.
Yeah, I just guided myself by the slides for this
Yeah,
question.
that number 15 slide, Corbin, it's like the same exact picture.
Yeah, that one was pretty basic.
Sweet. B. Okay.
Okay, so 15, it reads, impose the government imposes a tariff of $20 per unit. Relative to the free trade outcome, the imposition of the tariff, I put A. I can't remember why. Let me figure it out a little bit. What did you guys get?
I got A. Oh, it's because the explanation's on the other page. You can't see it, but it starts out as $40. So that's that's the world price is $40, and then you increase it to $20. And then it increases the importing of goods by 300 and decreases production by 300. You have to like draw on it almost.
So where do you get the 300?
Okay, so do you have like a printout of the paper, or can you
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so draw a line, a horizontal line, at the 40 on the y-axis.
Okay.
So the triangle above that is going to be the consumer surplus, and the triangle below that is going to be producer surplus, right? So we have to calculate the area of that consumer surplus first, which we go from 40 to 160.
Okay.
And so that's 120. And then you go out to, I think it's 1,200. Yep, 1,200. Wait, 1 second.
It would be
1,800, my bad. So yeah, so you do 140 times 1,800.
okay.
Which is a lot. 140 times 1,800. And then you divide that by 2, and then you get 126,000.
Okay.
And then the producer surplus is 40 on the y-axis, and then 600 on the x-axis. So you do 40 times 600 divided by 2, and you get 1,200. You want to just set those answers aside for a little bit, and that's the consumer surplus and producer surplus if you're just doing free trade.
Okay.
And then if you add the tariff into there, we're gonna raise that horizontal line up to 60 because it says it increases by $20 per unit, right?
Yes.
Gonna make the horizontal line at 60.
Okay.
And then we get 100 on the y-axis and 1,500 on the x-axis. We want to do 100 times 1,500 divided by 2, and you get 7,500 for the consumer surplus. And then producer surplus. Does that make sense so far, Patrick?
You said you got 7,500?
Yeah, because I went from the 60 to 160, so that's 100 on the side, all the way out to 1,500. So I did 100 times 1,500 and then divided it by 2. Wait, 100?
Okay.
Hold on, I might have, hold on.
I get 75,000.
Yeah, so divided by 2 equals 75,000.
Okay.
And then for the area of the producer surplus with the tariff, it's going to be 60 times 900 divided by 2. So 60 times 900 equals, divide that by 2, 2,700. Okay, so now we have the prices of both. Actually, I think I just made this super complicated. I think you only need to look at the movements along the, hold on. Yeah, I overcomplicated it for you, Patrick. Sorry.
It's all good.
I do that. I'm really good at that. Okay, so the 300 units, here's how we get them, okay?
Okay.
If we're looking at consumer surplus without the tariff, we're going to be at 40, right? So you're going to carry that, when you have the horizontal line at 40, you're just going to carry it from left to right all the way until we hit that domestic demand.
Uh-huh.
Get quantity 180, right?
Yes.
So just write the 180 down. That's all that's important right now. Then when you move that tariff up to 60, then you're going to carry it from left to right and then just keep carrying it until you get to the domestic demand, and then you hit 1,500.
Yes.
So the difference between 1,800 and 1,500 is what? 300.
Uh-huh.
That's how we got the 300 units. So that's for consumer surplus. And
Okay.
so
And then,
it went from 1,800 to 1,500, so it decreased by 300 units.
okay.
And then for producer surplus, it increased 300 units.
Okay.
which would mean that let's see.
You got the other. Okay, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, I made it so complicated, everybody.
No,
You're
you're
like, I
okay.
want to go home. I want to not talk anymore. Hold on. And then the reason why, yeah, so imports, when you have a consumer surplus that decreases, that means that you're usually in, your imports decrease too, because the more imports, the higher the consumer surplus. Consumers love imports.
Okay.
If you're decreasing imports, then you're decreasing consumer surplus, which is what we just saw on the graph.
Okay.
How does everybody feel about that?
Feels good. Probably ready to move on to the next one.
Okay, perfect. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Okay. Sorry, guys. I think it's your turn, Patrick.
Okay. The amount of revenue collected by the government from the tariff is, yeah, once again.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Did anybody else get that one?
I had a guess.
I put B, but I don't know why.
I put A.
Yeah, I think it's better A because I was looking at the slide, the other slide, and 15 also. And yeah, according with the graph, it's like the same. So if you're getting the area for that, you move like by the X axis, you have 400, right? And then the 200.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Y axis, in the X axis, sorry. On the y-axis, you have the price, which is from to 2, and then you have 1, right? So you just have the area, 200 times 1, it's 200.
Yep, that's why I got A. Perfect. Did everybody get that?
I feel good.
How are you doing,
Yes.
Patrick?
We're getting there.
So yeah, if you
Okay,
just look at slide number 15, Patrick, that one will make
Okay.
sense to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
like if you see the area E, so you have there the rectangle, right? It's like the same graph for our question.
You just have to know where to find it on the graph, and then you just find the area of it. Okay, number 17. The General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade was initiated in response to D, high tariffs imposed during the Great Depression.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what I got.
Woo! Easy question.
Okay, the next one. The infant industry argument. I put A.
Me too.
That's what I got.
Okay.
Sweet.
For 19, which of the following arguments for trade restrictions is often advanced? I put D.
Perfect. Me too.
Yep. Irving.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Okay. Economists view the fact that Florida grows oranges, Texas pumps oil, and California makes wine as A.
Yep, that's what I got.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Sweet, you guys. We did it.
Okay, let's do this.
So what's the next thing we do?
Oh yeah, so Corbin, we're gonna take a test now, and so you go onto iLearn and you access the group quiz, and then we just take it together and make sure we all have the same answers and submit it, and then we're good. And then I'm gonna post the link to this broadcast on the collaboration discussion board, and then Brother Kerr looks at it and make sure that we had our meeting and stuff. So.
Okay.
Okay, just to verify, let's do this quick. Okay. For number 1, you have D, right?
Yep.
Number 2, D.
Yep.
Number 3, C.
Yep.
Number 4, E. Number 5,
Wait,
D.
number 4 was what? Oh, C. Okay, good. I thought I said B.
C. Number 5, B. Number 6, C. Number 7, A. Number 8, C. Number 9, A. Number 10, B. Number 11, C. 12, B. 13, A. 14, B. 15, A. 16, A. 17, B. 18, A. 19, B. And 20, A. Right?
Sorry, what did you say was number 6?
Number what?
For number 6,
What was number 6?
6,
Yeah.
A.
A? Oh, okay.
Right.
I thought you said something else, so. Okay, cool.
and then what did you say was 17?
B.
D? As in dog?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Guys, we got this. We can get 100% today. All right, I'm starting. Is everybody else there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting.
Hey guys, for 16, did you guys get A?
Yes.
Okay. All right, mine are answered.
Alright,
Okay.
I'm gonna submit.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Do whatever you want. You're good. That's something else. Okay. No! I got number 2 wrong.
17 over 20.
Dude!
You got 2 wrong.
Dang it! That's okay. How did we get number 5 or 15 wrong?
I'm telling you, these graphs are from the devil.
I'm looking at number 15. Hold on. Drives me nuts. Yeah, these graphs are hard. I'm sorry, guys. Number 6, I let you down.
Oh, you're good. You helped a ton with everything else, so I'm pretty sure that makes up for everything.
Okay. I wonder what number 6 was. Maybe D? Downward pressure on all the prices we did. No. Ugh. Maybe it was C. I bet you it was C. You were totally right, Patrick. Okay. Well, we did what we could and it was great. Does anybody have any questions or is everyone good to go?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
We're good.
cool. Thanks, everybody. We'll see
Thank
ya.
you. Bye.
Yep, see ya.